Good morning, beautiful people. Just thought I'd do a video on how to assemble a basket, giving it height and giving it value. Um, I prepared some of the things that I'm going to be using today to show you guys really quickly. A little busy today, but I wanted to be helpful to some other basket makers that might, want a little tip. So here we go. So we got the Family Dollar basket. These are $2. They're not really big. They're the smaller ones. You can find them nestled inside the larger baskets that's just like these. They're hidden inside those baskets. They tuck down in there. So, and just by coincidence, these baskets are not $2 anymore. Yesterday they rang up $1.50, so they may ring up $1.50 in your area also. So this is what I did. To fill the basket, you can take newspaper, or if you don't have newspaper, I live in New York. They banned the use of plastic bags, so we get a lot of paper bags, lots of them, when we do our grocery shopping. So I utilize those also. So what I do is, you take the paper bag and you rip it up in pieces and you crumble them and you put them in there. Now see how hard that is to push down? And I got paper at the bottom. I usually put the paper at the top because it's softer, but today we're using a different technique to fill the basket because we're gonna use cardboard. Now this is what I did. I took the cardboard. You can use any kind of cardboard. This cardboard I get from the package of papers, like copy paper. This is what they put in the back of the copy paper, or whatever. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so what I do is I fold the sides to fit the basket. Sorry about that. I fold the sides to fit the basket. And then I place this right on top. Push it down. I fold in parts that I can't fold, or if I just want to make it easier, I'll just make slits on the side and make a little box. And I put that in there. So I'm going to put this in here. Tuck it down good so it don't pop back up, but it should just sit right down in there. Okay, then you're going to take, this is a piece of foam board. I got black. They had it at the Dollar Tree, so I got black. I'm going to use this piece of foam board as my backing. I didn't cut really straight today, but that's okay. I'm going to just use this, put this down in the bottom. Now, you're going to cut this piece of foam board to the height that you want your basket to be. Also take in consideration the cellophane wrap you're going to be using. Is it large enough? If I put it up this high, the cellophane wrap that I'm using may not support it, or make the basket look really terrible because it's like a tight fit. So take in consideration when cutting this board and placing this board. I happen to have cellophane bags that'll support that height, but I think that height is still too large. So hold on 1 minute, guys. I'm gonna cut it down. I don't have a tripod, so I'm gonna have to pause the video and then come back. So hold on 1 second. Okay, so I cut the foam board down, stuck it in all the way. It's not going anywhere. Has a secure back. It's a really secure back. But I wanted to show you guys something else really quickly. So say you have a basket that's see-through, like it wasn't lined with this right here and you can see through it, and you wanted to line the inside of the basket with tissue paper. So this is what you would do. if you could see through those grooves, you would take this paper. And this is what I mean when I say line the basket. Push this down in here, in the basket. Then you would take your your newspaper or paper bag, and you would put it inside of here. Then you would take this and cover that up. So you will use this technique only if you could see through those, the basket itself. I actually like that look. Because if you have, like, here's my items. If you have black and red items, say the basket was black, I'll put red tissue paper in, and I can see the black and red, and I like that kind of look and that design. But I just wanted to show you guys really quickly how you can line that basket, and how you can make your items sturdy with this. Now, I'm going to put that back in there. I'm going to take this tissue paper. I don't like using a whole piece of tissue paper. I know it's just tissue paper, but I don't like using a whole piece of tissue paper for just this little area. And plus, I'm going to put some shred in it. Around it also. So hold on 1 second. So now I cut the tissue paper in 2 pieces. So now this tissue paper is going to make 2 baskets. It's just a piece of tissue paper, but to utilize supplies, to save money, I cut it in half. So I got 1 piece of tissue paper. That's going to go for 2 baskets. If this tissue paper was white and came from the Dollar Tree, I wouldn't even fret about it. I probably would have used the whole thing. But this tissue paper is black. I'm finding it hard to find. I found it at Walmart. It was $1. What was it? $1.48, $1.98, something like that, for 10 sheets or 20 sheets. It wasn't even 20 sheets. I don't even know. But it was just a little teeny pack. And I'm not trying to buy a whole load of black tissue paper, especially when I'm designing men baskets that mainly use, or I'm going to use, black tissue paper for. Okay guys, I took the tissue paper and I wrapped it around that cardboard, and you see how sturdy it is now. The bottom of the base, it ain't really the base, but see how sturdy it is. It'll hold the items that I'm putting in here. I don't want my items to sink down in the basket, because this basket is not a large basket. It's a small basket, but I want to get value out of this basket, and I want to make sure the customer is happy and it looks pleasing. So that's why I did it this way. That's why I used this technique. Now you could use the other technique, which is letting some of the items fall to the bottom of the basket, not the bottom of the basket, but down in the basket a little bit. But I don't want to use that. I want to bring height to the small basket. That's going to give me, the results that I want as far as the look of the basket. Give me the results as far as what someone's willing to pay for the basket. Because let's be honest, why would I make this basket, take the time to go get in my car, drive to go get all this stuff, and make a basket, and somebody come and say, well, I'm only going to give you $25. Sorry to throw that out there, but I'm only going to give you $25. No, you're not going to give me $25, because the basket is worth more than $25. So, with that being said, we're going to make it look like a $40 basket. Even though, well, actually, these items, this is not a 40, this is, even though the items is not $40 items. So I put this in here. This is actually, the items that's going in here is actually a little more expensive. So we're going to place that there against the board. I'm going to get the rest of my items. I have some Dove body wash. You see how that sit up there, y'all? And don't sink down. And I just get to place in the items. I'm going to pause this and then place the items. Okay, so I placed the items in the basket where I want them to go. So, I did want to explain one thing. So, if you see, let's take this out. This is a lot of space. So, if I try to take this and set this, what does that do? It's blocking my main item, which is the Bell & Howell personal trimmer with the stand. It's blocking it. I don't want to overshadow that or block that, so I don't want to sit it like this. Second thing, if you see, it's a lot of space. Even if I was to take this, put this here, there's still space. I need fillers. You don't want your basket to look like that when you wrap it. So I decided to lay this down. So now I'm highlighting this, and you can still see my main item, which is the trimmer with the stand. You can still see the other items. You can see the axe. I guess I'm gonna have to place that so you can see the axe and you can see the degree. And how I just don't want to lay it down flat. I want to give that some height also. Make the basket look like that. So what I did was I took paper bag, balled it up. Now you're going to ball it up for the height that you want. I don't want this one too high, so let's just go here. Take this out. Sorry. I don't want it too high, but I want it high enough. So there you go. And I'm going to take the Dove, tape it on top of there. Really would like the Dove here, but it'll be sticking out too far. Could put it, no, I can't put it there. Well, I could put it here. No. I think I'm just gonna put it here. Might not even put it in there at all. You know what? Forget the bar soap. I'm gonna go get the Dove hand cream. Okay, so I scrapped that whole layout because I think I want to highlight this and not that, because by the previous layout, the Bodmin spray was laying this way, which if you look at it, the eyes, eye level, that's what you see. That's the first thing you see, but that's not what I want to see when I look at this basket. I want to see this. I don't want to see that. So this was too short. If I put this in front of, laid this down, it wouldn't work. So I had to give height to this. This is what I did to give height to it. I took another little piece of cardboard. I folded it and I bent it in. I took some tape, closed it up. It's there. It ain't there forever, but it's going to be there until I sell the basket or the people keep the basket. I don't know, but it's there. And now I'm going to take this here. Sorry, I'm seeing for myself, and place that there. So place that right there, right there. Tape that down, and then place my other items. When I first did the layout, I had this in there, had the Dove in there. We changed that around to this stuff because the basket is small. It's not gonna fit all those items. Also had socks. Also had this big old gray loofah. I may still use it. I don't think I will though. I don't even like the gray on the black and red. So I think that's going to be scrapped. These may be scrapped as well. I don't know. I decided to go with the white loofah, which looks okay because it's smaller. It's not as big and bulky as that other one. I still probably will go with this. Yeah, I probably still will go with this. Probably take this here And I think that's a wrap. Forget the socks and that gray loofah. But I do got some, I don't know, I think I got some a black loofah that's not as big and poofy as that one. Um, okay, so I'm going to tape it together and show you guys in a minute. Okay, so I situated everything in the basket. I'm satisfied with how it came out. Put my little shred in there. If I fix it up a little bit better. I got the white loofah, the Degree body spray, the Axe by the trimmer. Now on this side, there was a big gap, so you can see down in there the construction of the basket. What I did was I took a piece of tissue paper, I folded it, I taped one side to the under bottom of this box, tucked the rest under, and I hid it. I'm new to making baskets, so I'm learning as I, make baskets. But before, what I would do is take a whole wad of tissue paper and fill it in that way. Fill that gap in, ball it up and fill it in that way. Waste the paper, take a little piece, fold it, tape it underneath the bottom, and tuck it in. So I'm about to wrap it. Come back when I wrap it, guys. So I'm about to wrap the basket. I wanted to show you guys really quickly because I had a few people ask me about shrink wrapping, and I'm really not a teacher, but I'm gonna show you something really quickly that I learned really quickly. So shrink wrap bags you can order them, purchase them in different grades. This grade is a low grade. It is a gauge, not grade. Gauge. It's thin. It's easy to work with. And the hair dryer shrinks the bag really quickly with this gauge. Be careful with this thin gauge. I'm sorry. Be careful with this thin gauge because it shrinks quickly. It also burns quickly. You can burn a hole in it if you just tap it with the hair dryer. So be careful with that. Okay, but this is the bag I'm going to use. Oh, please don't ask me what size it is because I have no idea. I just ordered the stuff. Okay, so this is a lower gauge. Then I have the next level gauge. These are really large baskets. The gauge on these is thicker. You can even hear the difference in it. It's thicker. It's used for heavier items in your baskets, like body washes, like the Axe, and bigger baskets. This one is really large. I'm not going to even pretend to tell you or guess what size this bag is, but it's for a large basket. I think I used this basket for the barbecue basket I did. Then these are really large. Also, this is the next gauge up. Actually, well, this is supposed to be the next gauge up. Has a blue tint to it. I don't really like using this one. But it's really large too. It's like 38 by 40. This one is really, really big. But it has a blue tint to it. I've used it on a lot of my baskets, but I don't really like the blue tint. You can't really see the blue tint when it's done, but I like crystal clear, the crystal clear look. So I just wanted to touch bases really quickly on the gauges and what that means. The gauge means it's for heavier items and lighter items that you want to wrap. So I'm not going to show you guys me wrapping it because I don't have a tripod. But I'll be right back to show you after I shrink wrap it. So here's another tip really quickly. Instead of me sliding the basket down in the bag, I'm going to place the bag on top, leave a little room at the bottom so I can tuck it under and tape it. Probably going to take another piece of plastic from a discarded old bag that I had and tape underneath the bottom also to seal it. Then I am going to take the top of the bag, cut the edge off, take my tie it up, then proceed to shrink wrap it. I'm doing it for a couple reasons. One is because I want this part of the bag to stand up higher. If I put it the other way, it'll come down about there, and I want it higher. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the finishing product. I think it came out well. You see all the products. You can see how they situated, how they stand up, how they stand out. Put the bow on, and I think it came out well. All my products or items in the basket stand out. They're all standing up. They're not going to fall, shrink down. They're pretty secure in this basket. I think it came out well. There's the side of the basket. This side of the basket. I'm tripping over not trying to show y'all. Here's the back. Wait, let me see. I don't want to tear the basket. I'm trying to show y'all. But there's the bottom. I took a extra piece of plastic, taped it to that. Once you shrink wrap this, once you start shrink wrapping, if you decide to slip the bag on the top, over the top of it, and tape at the bottom, once you start shrink wrapping, it shrinks. It adheres to it, shapes to it also. But you guys have a good day. Just wanted to show you guys. Have a good day.